for any of you that might not have read the information yet, so you'll just need something to massage with, so either some oil or some lotion. Coconut oil is really good if you've got that in the kitchen, otherwise like a vegetable oil or an olive oil. Or otherwise a moisturiser, but if it's too thick then you'll get quite a lot of sort of friction with it, so a lotion that is a bit more runny will be much better. You might also want to have a glass of water near you and a blanket just to keep you warm whilst you're having your treatment. Cool, so yeah, obviously if you are feeling unwell at all, then obviously please don't do this. That would be the case anyway, but obviously now is even more important. So as long as everybody is fit and well and not self-isolating from each other in the same house, then you're all good. So great, yeah, if you have long hair, good just to have it up and out the way. And either choose to do this over clothing. You can still use these techniques over clothes, but it will be easier if you have some oil and doing it directly onto skin, and it feels nicer as well. But if you don't want to do that, then that's fine. You can do this with clothes on as well. You want to choose your oil, whether you've got coconut oil, vegetable oil, olive oil, or lotion. I'm going to be using a professional massage oil, as I am a professional. This is by Songbird. They do amazing oils. This is their Mountain Forest massage wax, which is quite a nice one for the boys as it's not too floral. Okay, so you want to take a little bit of oil. If you are using a big bottle, then do decant it into something smaller, so you're not just going to pour oil accidentally all over the place. You probably want about half a teaspoon of oil, and then you can build it if you need to, but you don't want it to be too slippery. So yeah, it's best to start with less and then add more. So you can warm the oil in your hands, and we're just going to start by getting the oil on the skin, so starting around the neck. And we're just going to glide that over the tops of the shoulders. And keeping your hands nice and relaxed. If your hands are quite tense, then this will translate through and it doesn't feel nearly as nice as relaxed hands. I'm just going to add a little bit more oil. If you need to add a bit more oil, do that. If you've gone too far, if you've added too much oil and you're just slipping all over the place, then just use a towel and just sort of dry some of that off until you have a little bit more grip, because you need to have a little bit of grip in order to sort of pick up the muscles and to work with the muscles. Okay, now we're going to glide again, so from the top of the neck, gliding down across the top of the shoulders, this time gliding down to the tops of the arms, to the deltoids. I'm just going to give a little squeeze and then let go and off, so hopefully you can see that. So coming down the neck, nice relaxed hands, off the tops of the shoulders. We're going to give a little squeeze and almost like a little lift, almost as if you're going to pick them up, and then let it go. And it's really nice as well to get your partner to take a breath in as you do this as well. So we're going to glide down off the tops of the shoulders to the tops of the arm, a squeeze, take a breath in and let go. Okay, so you can sort of feel tension dropping out of the body. And again, dropping down, gliding, relaxed hands, tops of the shoulders, breathing in, a squeeze and a lift, and relax. So this is just really nice, just to introduce some touch. Hi Abby and Katie, thanks for joining us. We'll just introduce some touch first of all. So once you're ready, just spread a little bit of oil onto the skin and you can catch up with us. Okay, so we've done some nice squeezing of the deltoids. So now we're going to come into a really nice little sweep. So we're going to use your fingertips and we're going to sweep up the neck. And this is just a nice light touch like this. Okay, so you're going to be sweeping up, and it's really nice to do this really close to the backs of the ears, and you're just sliding up the neck and just letting the fingers come away as they reach the occipital ridge, which is where the skull meets the neck there. So the reason we're doing this is because it's really, really relaxing. The vagus nerve, which is your 10th cranial nerve, is one responsible for your heart rate, your digestion, that sort of relaxation response. So, and that comes out very superficially about here, just behind the ears. So a bit like when you sort of rub a cat or a dog behind the ear, it's really soothing. So this is really nice just for giving you that nice sort of warm, fuzzy feeling. Okay. So now we're going to use a little bit more pressure, and we're going to just be using your thumbs. I don't really like to use too much of thumbs, but sometimes it can just be nice to do a little bit. So we're putting the thumbs either side of the spine. Don't put them directly on the spine. We always want to avoid pressing directly onto the spine itself. So either side of it into the fleshy parts, and you're going to just press in, and your partner might just need to resist that a little bit so that they're not pushed forwards. So as you press into the muscles either side of the spine, your partner's just going to lean into you a little bit, and we're just going to move down between the shoulders. And you can do that a couple of times. So starting up sort of at the base of the neck, where it joins the shoulders. And then we're just going to move down a little bit, pressing. And we're just going to do that one more. So again, just using the thumbs, pressing, and just work with your partner about how much pressure they'd like. Some of you might like a bit more pressure, and that can be sort of defined as well by your partner, how much they lean into it. And you can use your own body weight to lean forwards, so you're pressing your own body weight through your thumbs. Okay. Hopefully everybody's feeling all right so far. Hi Harry, hi Joe, thanks for joining us. Okay, great. So we're now going to use the heel of our hand. So that's that sort of bony bit here on the little finger side, so the heel of your hand. And you're going to use sort of circular motions using this tool here. And you're going to work along the tops of the shoulders. So you're pushing through the heel of your hand, a nice circular motion, and just trying to mobilise the big trapezius muscle along the top here. Really kind of trying to almost grab handfuls as well of the skin and of the muscle, just lifting it, making space, loosening it up. And for anybody that's hunched over, working at a computer, I imagine a lot of you are hot desking, so your setup isn't even going to be as good as it should be or it used to be, then your shoulders will probably be feeling it. And this is going to be a really Really nice way to get in there. So you can be quite sort of firm with this movement. If your partner is kind of moving forwards too much, you can place the other hand across their chest just to stop them from going too far forwards. And once you've done one side, just change over, do the other. If you've already changed over, don't worry, that's fine, just keep going. So yeah, keep pushing into that heel of your hand, because that's a really good strong tool that you can use and is going to move those strong muscles. I realised right at the beginning I didn't do one I was going to show you, so I'm just going to skip back to that. The trapezius is a huge muscle, a really big strong muscle that sort of runs like a big diamond on the back and up the neck there. And along the tops of the shoulders, that's where we're going to be picking it up. So you're going to sort of be using almost pincer-like movements, and we're trying to sort of pick the muscle up and mobilise it. So I sort of end up pinching and almost sort of rocking the muscle a bit. This might be a bit sensitive on some of you, so do be careful. If your partner is wincing and crying, then you probably need to ease up a little bit. But it can feel really good to mobilise this. So yeah, just take good handfuls, be confident, and listen to your partner. How are you doing, Rich?
Yeah, great.
Okay. Rich did weights today, so I was hoping he wasn't going to have DOMs in time for this video, which I hope that he doesn't.
It's feeling all right at the moment.
It's feeling okay. Okay, good. So yeah, just taking handfuls of the muscle and picking it up, giving it a good wiggle. And that's going to be sort of squeezing the muscle, bringing lots of nice fresh blood and oxygen in there, and shifting areas where it feels stuck. Okay. So a bit like the same way that we used the heel of our hand a minute ago, we're going to use knuckles. So you can use either soft knuckles, all of them like this. I quite like just to use my first two sort of in this motion, and don't have them really tight, don't sort of over tense. Just have a relaxed hand with either all your knuckles available or just two of them. And same thing as before, just going to be working, I'll show you with the other hand. It's going to be working through the muscle. So pretty much working sort of down the neck, in between the shoulder blades and across the top there. I'm just going to hold Rich at the front there, so he's not being pushed forwards. And really, massage is different on everybody. Some of us have higher muscle tone, some of us have sort of less fat, some of us have more fat. So it can feel bony, it can feel more sort of soft and squidgy, it can feel absolutely rock hard. So this will vary on anybody that you do it with, but the key is just to work in the comfort of the person that you are massaging. And going to do the other side again, loose fist or those first two knuckles there. Just trying not to block the camera. I'm just going to let Rich lean into me on this one so I don't block the way. Oh, hi Nikki, thanks for joining. So yeah, this is great for addressing all those muscles that get really tight when we're hunched over computers and we're not doing a lot at home. Okay. So we're going to go on to the neck now. So I liken this to picking up the scruff of a sort of puppy or a kitten. So you're going to place one hand on the head as a bit of support. And the other one doing sort of this shape with your thumb and your fingers. You're coming up the neck and squeezing. So what you're doing is sort of mobilising the skin, mobilising the muscles, and this should feel really nice. And you'll almost be able to feel the muscles beneath are very sort of string-like, so it's almost like you're sort of strumming guitar strings. On some of you this will feel really tight as well, so again, if it's feeling sensitive, just be careful not to use too much pressure, but you should be able to get a nice squeeze as you're doing this and really sort of pull apart any stuck muscle fibres. And then putting a little bit more focus into your thumb side, so same movement, but putting a little bit more focus into the thumb, so putting a little bit more pressure through the thumb, and you're going to be sort of working into and around the back of the ear and right into the occipital ridge. So that's the line where the head meets the skull, and you'll be able to push right sort of up into that. Really great for releasing sort of tension, headaches, that sort of thing. Just show you from the other side. So yeah, I'm using my thumb a little bit more here. And so working right into the occipital ridge. That should feel really nice, really relaxing. And you can actually use a lot of pressure here as well, but obviously you don't need to be doing that until you're feeling sort of comfortable, but you might be doing this outside of this session and practice it and work with your partner, so you can use a pressure that feels really good. Okay, cool. So now we're going to use our forearms. So I'm just going to put actually a little bit of oil on my forearms. If you've got sleeves, just try and roll them up. I'm just going to put a little bit more oil, rich as well. So this is really nice because it feels like you're being sort of ironed. It's a really lovely movement. So you're going to take both your forearms, you're going to rest them either side of the neck, and then just put your weight into it. So all I'm doing is relaxing like this and letting my arms slip off like that. So I'll try and show you that again without blocking the camera. So arms either side, and just sink your weight into it. Rather than sort of pushing down with your arms, just sink your weight. And off the sides there. You can do that with one arm as well. Let's just do that one arm at a time. So I'm using my forearm, so using like this this fleshy part here, not the bony bit. So putting it on, leaning in, rolling off. Do the other side. I'm just going to do a couple of compressions. So I'm just going to lean, I'm just pushing down, move along, pushing down and off, and again, so just pushing down, push here, just yeah, a direct downward movement there. Now I'm going to give the neck a little stretch, so using your forearm again, just going to place that on the top of the shoulder, and this time your partner is just going to move their head to the opposite side, and so they get to control the stretch here. So essentially what we're doing is I'm pinning the muscle and they're stretching it, so they get to control how intense this is, and it can feel really intense in the neck. So Rich, if you bring your head up. So I'm just going to readjust, put my arm there, apply a little pressure, so I'm pinning the muscle, and then he's going to move his head to the opposite direction there. So this is really good for compartmentalising the muscle and stretching it when they can so often be really tight. So we'll do the other side using your forearm, or if the forearm feels awkward, actually you can just use your hands. So I'm going to use my forearm, but you can use your hand if that feels better. So just applying some weight on the muscle. Your partner's going to lean their head to the side, and they should feel a really nice stretch down the neck here, which they can control. So bring your head up again. I'm just going to readjust. And again, let your head stretch to the side. Great, and coming up. Lovely. So now you get to have a little bit of fun. This is a technique called hacking and cupping or percussion. So you'll probably see this in lots of films. You're going to use a sort of karate movement like this. Try to relax your hands when you do this so that they're not really tense. If they're really tense, it will feel a bit like a battering rather than a nice experience. So again, we're going along the tops of the shoulders. You can go off the arm a little bit. Go to the middle. Other side. Some of your coordination might take a little bit of fine-tuning. This can take a bit of practice. And then cupping. Cupping is kind of using your hands like this. So what you're doing is bringing blood to the surface, stimulating blood and energy. So it can be referred to as chi or prana. And that's really great for sort of waking everything up, waking your partner up if they've nodded off. Okay, so just going to give a little sweep up into the hair now. So this is really nice. This is kind of when you go to the hairdressers and you have your hair washed, you'll get something similar. So nice little scrunch through the hair. So I'm just using the tips of my fingers and just working into the scalp a little bit. This is really nice. Again, especially if you suffer from headaches, especially if you've been feeling quite stressed, you're going to be holding a lot of energy up here. So this is a really nice way just to say, it's okay, you can relax. And just switch off. And then we're coming to an end very shortly, so we're just going to give a little sweep again. A nice sweep. You can use a little bit more downward pressure as you sweep down, getting into the muscles a bit more. Sweeping up the neck. And I'm just going to finish with a little squeeze of the head, which sounds weird, but it's really, really nice. So you're going to take your hands either side of the head like you're holding a football, and you're going to give a squeeze. Obviously we're not trying to crush skulls or anything, but just a reasonably firm squeeze, and then very gently relaxing your hands, and as slowly as you can moving them away. So you might have actually done this as a kid. I did this as a kid in school. I don't know why, but we did. And it feels really nice. I just feel this sort of space growing. So when you're ready, giving a nice squeeze. And then very gently, slowly as you can, releasing. And just letting your hands very slowly come away from the head, and you'll probably be able to feel the energy in your hands and the head. It's really nice, and it should leave your partner feeling really light. Okay. And that is the end of round 1, which went really, really quickly. So I hope everybody was able to keep up.